All right, we're gonna get set for basketball tonight. Hostos is in the white, and they have nice colors on their uniform. They have nice blue and orange trimmings. The officials tonight are Marcia Marco and Pat DeFort. There's the tip. It goes into the backcourt, and Nikki Tiberi, who starts in that backcourt for Queensboro, will take it across. She's playing with Alicia Delva. And here is Tiberi sending it in the corner, and they get the first shot off from Katrina Robinson, and that won't go. And then Hostos gathers in the rebound, and here they come. And we talked about Charisse Crinslow. She has nice size. She brings it up. Their first shot is no good, though. That a follow will not go from Simon. But they get to the rebound as Erica Simon got it outside. We'll set up Hostos starting lineup in a moment. Elizabeth Mulliner is in the middle. I'll tell you that. There's a loose ball coming all the way up to the front court. And that means that Queensboro will chase after it, trying to get it to the basket, but they couldn't rope it in, and it's taken off by Crinslow. Now Critchlow starts the other way. We're a minute in here in the CUNY ConEd basketball tournament. Glad you could join us. The matchup tonight, Hostos in the white against Queensboro in the blue. Although this is Queensboro's home court, we normally see them in white uniforms. They are the lower seed, so they're wearing the road uniforms. Ball will come in as the ball was knocked out of bounds by Queensboro. Here's Critchlow. Beautiful move. Gets inside but lost the ball to her side. It was stolen by Charlene Ceruna. Now they go up to Tiberi, and Tiberi starts down the lane, and she got called for traveling.
And now you cannot do that. That's a basic terminology for basketball, is traveling. We've seen that a lot in the semis, and we're going to see probably much in the finals.
The Hostos ball. Critchlow's playing with Erica Simon. We told you Elizabeth Milliner is in the middle. She has some size and some power. She's about 5'11", a sturdy body. They come around the right. Critchlow on a drive. Critchlow is very adaptive out there. She can cut between people and do some things. She got hit as she was trying to go between two Queensboro players.
Closest in the first game in the semis, it was only 14-12 against BMCC. So both of these teams don't score as many points in the first half.
Ball comes in. Critchlow can't get to it, though. It's a weak pass taken off and brought up to the midcourt line by Jessica Gibbons, who's from nearby Francis Lewis High School. She got fouled across the midcourt line. That was Queensboro's Gibbons. We have to identify the players and what team, because, you know, Jason, the people are not really familiar with what team we're talking about sometimes. Jessica Gibbons was the Queensboro player that got fouled. They get it into Delva, and Delva missed a little in-close shot as she got in the lane, then the loose ball, and Delva got knocked down, but she, I believe, is going to be ticketed for the foul, or they're just going to say it goes over to Hostos here. It is Delva, his second. There's still nothing on the board, and we're 2 minutes in here. All right, here comes Critchlow. Critchlow comes to the Queensboro midcourt line. She pounds it down the middle, cuts to the right, sends it on the baseline. They're looking for their first basket, Hostos, and overshooting the basket, and it went out of bounds.
And we've seen that a lot in the course of the season, a lot of air balls.
And you're going to see them. They have a very small roster. That was Fanny Safrat, who missed that shot. And now they come the other side with Gibbons missing an outside jump for Queensboro. And we're 2.5 in, and we're still scoreless. Nobody's been able to put the ball in the hoop. Here comes Critchlow. Critchlow cuts right, foul line, stops, pops. It won't drop. It topped off the rim a couple of times. And here comes Tiberi. Nikki Tiberi all the way down the lane, and someone reached in as she was getting to the basket, committed the foul. Tiberi was the CUNY Player of the Year. She averaged 20 points a game this year, so you have to get somebody on her when she starts to drive.
Yeah, definitely. Tiberi and Gibbons is probably goes to watch for Queensboro.
That was the second team foul for Hostos. Here's Delva with a jumper from the left, no good. And neither of these clubs have been able to put it in the basket, and we're 3 minutes in. I guess a little tightness between both of them here. Neither of these clubs have been to the the level that they're going to play at tonight. Queensboro was here last year in the final. They lost to Hostos, but they have a few new players. We'll see how this one develops. On the right side is Crinchlow. Crinchlow goes to the baseline. Crinchlow fires. She had a little bit of space, couldn't get it to go. Battle got a rebound, gives it in to Milliner, who can't put it in inside. Oh, she set up Milliner, and the miss by Hostos on the in-close shot. And Queensboro comes up with it, and they still have the ball. Here's a jumper, no good by Katrina Robinson. The follow is good, and we have our first basket of the game.
Katrina with the little jumper with her right arm, made it up and in the glass.
Well, Alicia Delva got the basket, and it's 2-0 in favor of Queensboro. She followed the shot on the set. Here's Critchlow, lost the ball, driving to Delva. Now Delva on the move. Feeds it off, they go baseline. Here's a jumper, no good by Saruna for Queensboro. The ball is still loose, Hostos after it. Ball loose in the lane, and they pitch it out to Robinson. Robinson sends it over for a miss. On the right side by Gibbons on her jumper, and then they get the rebound back out, fortunately for Queensboro. And all net for Nikki Tabiri on a right side jumper. And that's going to be a 3 for Tabiri, and that makes it a 5-0 Queensboro lead.
Good ball movement by Queensboro, finding Tabiri with the wide open 3.
Much different look from this matchup last year. I think Queensboro only scored, I might be wrong, about 10 points in that game last year. We're going to have to get the final score. Comes out to the right wing, Crinchlow with it. Crinchlow takes it inside and lost the ball. And it's been all Queensboro now the last minute and a half as Tabiri brings it down, and we have a foul. It was 60-12 last year. Hostos won it. That was a convincing victory.
Oh, yes.
That's the way BMCC used to win them when they were winning them up to the year, 2005, until this Hostos club took over. Ball is loose inside now. Here is Hostos coming up with it. A 5-0 lead off a Queensboro miss. Queensboro ahead 5-0. Here's Hostos still trying to get on the board. Joe Massey along with Jason Green. There's the drive to the baseline by Hostos. Will have a foul. Fouls on Jennifer Green for Queensboro. That's her first. That's the 4th team foul on Queensboro. The Queensboro ladies are going to have to get used to looking at the guest side of that scoreboard when they're looking at fouls, because this is their court. Now it comes outside. The ball was deflected, but it's kept by Hostos with 19 to shoot. A lot of pressure being put on here, and a tie-up by Jennifer Green of Queensboro. She tied up the girl with the ball outside, and the ball is going to stay with Hostos, but good defense there, struggling to tie up Safran. Now it'll be unbounded again by Hostos. They have 15 to shoot, and a fall away at the baseline by Crinchlow. And wow, they went good 4.5 minutes and finally got on the board with a jumper, 5-2.
And of all the players, definitely Crinchlow will be the person.
There's a jumper from outside by Green. No good for Queensboro, but they go right back up with it. And we have a whistle and a foul. They got to the rebound with a very strong Katrina Robinson, the 5'7" freshman. She's out of Van Buren High School, and while her teammate Tabiri was the player of the year, she was the rookie of the year.
It's a great tandem.
Yeah, it's a nice 1-2 punch. They did not have Robinson last year in this game, and that's why they only scored 12 points.
And Joe Medina,
Joe
Medina, the head coach of Queensboro, must be very happy with that one. Getting the 2 of those players.
Well, he got her too. I mean, he was the guy that brought her in out of Van Buren High School, so he has to be pleased. And I'll tell you what, he knows what he's doing too. He told me he's going to try to put this team together the best he could. So far, he's doing a good job. Here's Delva off the second free throw that's missed. They got it over to Delva, and she can't hit a mid-range jump. It hit the side rim, went out of bounds. So it's going to be Hostos ball, and they're down 6-2. I don't even have to look at the shooting stats, Jason. You can look at them, though. They can't be very good. Here's Delva with the basketball. Delva off a steal, brings it across for Queensboro. They're up 6-2. Tiberi goes in the lane. Tiberi met Millender at the end of her drive, and Millender knocked it away. And it's picked up off the floor and fed over to Crutchlow. Crutchlow in the lane, swooping right-hander on her drive. No good. She got inside and couldn't hit. And the rebound is peeled off by Green of Queensboro. She got fouled coming up out of the backcourt. We could just take a quick look at those stats. I think individually nobody's shooting the ball well. They had Hostos out. This look at the stats, 0 for 6. Queensboro 2 for 10. 1 for 3 from three-point range for Queensboro. So the shooting's got to improve.
Yeah, and
Crenshaw
is the only person who scored for Hostos so far.
And a foul right there. I believe they got Milliner with her first. That's going to be the 4th team foul, which gives us a timeout on the court. It is 6-2 in favor of Queensboro. Can we take a 30-second timeout? We're going to do that right now. We are back at Queensboro. They had helped up Nikki Tiberi, who was down here in the corner, and they gave her some assistance, and they brought her over to the Queensboro bench. And she is out of the ball game right now for the time being. It is 6-2. Her mates are still on the court, though. They have the lead over Hostos. The ball goes into the corner, almost knocked away, kept alive by Queensboro. They give to Katrina Robinson, who gets inside but can't hit the in-close shot. Robinson trying to square herself up to the basket in the midst of 2 or 3 people. And there's a flip the other way that is not going to find its proper place. The flip went out of bounds from Soufran as Hostos moved it down in a hurry, Jason, and they couldn't find anybody to receive the ball.
No, and Hostos right now is playing very sloppy. You cannot win a game like this.
Well, so far the pressure of Queensboro has knocked them off stride. Here's Green sending it in the corner. They go along the baseline with it. There's the drive along the baseline, and Queensboro is going to get the benefit of a knockout, so it'll be sent in from underneath by Robinson again. Robinson from underneath the basket gets it on the corner for a jump shot. No good by Jessica Gibbons. That one hit the side rim and came off. Milliner clears it for Hostos in the white. Here they come across the midcourt line at Queensboro, and it's Joe Massey and Jason Green and you here on this CUNY Friday, the opening Friday of the CUNY tournament. There's a miss from outside by Crenshaw, and they go after the loose ball. A jumper by Crenshaw, no good. And the possession will go over to Queensboro on a tie-up. They called to tie-up, and the Queensboro Lady Tigers have the ball. There's another Friday to come in this CUNY tournament season, and that will be next Friday with the senior college final. There's a miss down the right of the lane now. They can't connect. Loose ball, though, garnered in again by the Queensboro Lady Tigers, and the jump from the corner, no good by Jennifer Green. Green had an opportunity in the left corner, can't hit. Rebound, Hostos. Hostos the other way, down 6-2. They look it over. They pass it off into the corner for Feliciano is checked in. Nadia Feliciano, and she lost the ball. Now they go the other end on a rush, Queensboro, and Robinson's pass was at the sneakers of her teammate, Joy Davis, and it went out of bounds. She could not pull it in because it was right at her sneaker tops.
Yeah, that's too low of an outlet pass.
She was streaking for the basket.
Joy is short, but not that short.
She is short. She only goes about 5'5", I would say. Ball comes in from Hostos. Crenshaw with it. Hostos took 4.5 minutes to get their first basket. They're down now 6-2. So they have really struggled. Here's Milliner at the foul line. A turnaround very hard. No good. It didn't have a chance of going in the basket. Lead the other way, though, by Queensboro. Stolen by Crenshaw getting back. Crenshaw comes out of Queens, New York, so she's playing against her former home here. She tries to pass into Milliner. That ball got away, and Queensboro snatches it up as Nikki Tiberi, who checked back in, is in the Queensboro lineup, picked up that loose ball and got fouled. That'll be the first foul on the Hostos women player, who is identified as number 4. But we don't have a number 4. Comes around the perimeter. Now the jumper, Katrina Robinson from outside for Queensboro, is no good. Katrina could not knock it down.
Fatima Paredes, that's number 4. She was a late scratcher.
Paredes is the person who picked up the foul. Go ahead.
Forward 5'6", sophomore from Mount St. Michael in the Bronx.
Well, that's a nice school. Here's a jumper from the baseline by Crenchlow. The other way for Hostos, won't go. They need points on the board, Jason. I mean, they're trailing this game 6-2, and that ball ended up out of bounds, fortunately for them, as Queensboro knocked it out. So they have 13 left to shoot, and they still have the ball with 11:03 to go in this first half. And the inbound is deflected away and stolen by Tiberi. Tiberi all the way down to the basket, to the glass, and she got fouled. Crenchlow wanted the offensive call, but she was getting back to try to put heat on Tiberi, stop her from making that driving shot, and she committed the foul. Crenchlow did.
Crenchlow 5'9", using all her body and given that charge. But instead they called it a foul.
Now, you said that girl's name was Paredes, right?
Yeah, Fatima Paredes.
Paredes.
Paredes. Okay.
Here's the first free throw, no good, off the front rim.
Now they had one scratch, Lakeisha Dykes. She's not in this.
Okay, and we have her on our sheet, number 12, so we'll put Paredes in there instead. First one is no good. At the line for Nikki Tiberi, and her second one is no good. Her full name is Tanika, by the way. The ball went to the floor. Good hustle for Hostos. She went down to the floor, did Crenchlow with 2 Queensboro players to tie it up, but it's going to stay with the Lady Tigers of Queensboro. And we're almost halfway through this first half, and so far, so good for the Lady Tigers. They're leading at 6-2. Not a lot of scoring in this game, but as long as you're ahead on the scoreboard, you're happy, I guess. Joe Massey back with Jason Green here at Queensboro Community College. And Jason, I'm just going to show you this because I know you'll get a kick out of it. I went back in my file last night, and I got out the 2001-2002 CUNY Athletic Conference Community College All-Stars on the men's side. Notice the name for Queensboro, Teron Simpson.
Teron Simpson.
You were at the tournament last year. You remember what he did, right?
Teron Simpson for York had a half-court shot that won it, beat CSI 58-56.
Were you still there when he hit it?
Yes.
All right. That was something to see. Here's a drive in the lane by Jessica Gibbons. Off the inbound for Queensboro. They got it right to the midcourt line and in the hands of Gibbons, and she got fouled. And they've played the more aggressive game to this point.
You look at that list also. Shane Smith is another guy from CUNY that went on same school.
Yeah, another champion, too. Yep. Notice the name for Queensboro, Teron Simpson.
Teron Simpson.
You were at the tournament last year. You remember what he did, right?
Teron Simpson for York had a half-court shot that won it, beat CSI 58-56.
Were you still there when he hit it?
Yes.
All right. That was something to see. Here's a drive in the lane by Jessica Gibbons. Off the inbound for Queensboro. They got it right to the midcourt line and in the hands of Gibbons, and she got fouled. And they've played the more aggressive game to this point.
You look at that list also. Shane Smith is another guy from CUNY that went on same school.
Yeah, another champion, too. Yep. Gibbons missed that one. That was a good pickup by you because he is on this list. Shane was on the first team, but the player of the year that year was Jeffrey Boone. Here's the second free throw, no good by Jessica Gibbons. Oh, they're not able to make their free throws. This could be a 10-2 game right now. They missed their last 4 free throws, has Queensboro. And here's Hostos in a forecourt. Here's a jumper from the baseline. It's no good by Crenchlow. She obviously is their go-to girl. They get it up court, does Queensboro to Delva, and now they'll set it up. This is a more formidable Queensboro club than it was last year. I can vouch for that because I did a couple of their ball games earlier in the year. Comes out to Katrina Robinson. Robinson deep on the wing, goes all the way cross court. Gibbons lines it up, a three-point shot hopping high on the rim. Won't go down, but Robinson gets the rebound, passes it out, and they get it into Tiberi, who spins in the lane and got called for traveling. Thought she might be able to get that shot up, but Tiberi slipped down as she was spinning. So the ball will go back to Hostos in the white. Hostos is located right off the Grand Concourse in the Bronx. And I got to tell you, and I don't want to, make waves about it because that's the Kingsborough name, by the way, the waves. When it gets cold on the concourse in the middle of the winter, boy, does it get cold. So you notice that school has a lot of glass where you walk up top and underneath in the tunnels. Here's a drive. It's a beautiful school, though. Here's a drive down the left side by Crenchlow. Crenchlow down to the baseline and got fouled. Finally, they get something that they can go for now at the line.
Well, it is the first time that Queensboro has hosted this championship since 2002.
And we did that broadcast on the radio, on WNYE radio. We did both games. First free throw here, good by Crenchlow. Crenchlow has 3 points, and that makes it a 6-3 game. In the first game of that tournament that you're talking about, 2000-2001, BMCC beat up on their opponent, the women. I think the score was 60-3, if I'm not mistaken. Here's the second. No good. Crenchlow hit 1 of 2 at 6-3. Now Queensboro with the rebound. Queensboro comes down. Tabiri deep on the left wing. Tabiri dribbling outside. Tabiri passes cross court. There's 16 to shoot for Queensboro. It's a 6-3 ball game. They're working on it. Here's Delva firing way off. And their shooting has been way off. Delva missed a three-pointer by plenty, but they get the rebound and they pass it outside. Still only 3 on the shot clock. And a 3 is connected on by Jessica Gibbons.
Well, Gibbons was a great, perfect three-point shot. She needed that one, and it sends a lead to Queensboro.
Well, the shot clock was running down. They got it out to Gibbons. The score was what? 57-3 that night here on this campus. BMCC was unstoppable. There's a miss in the corner. No good by Feliciano for Hostos, and this is going all Queensboro's way. Here's Katrina Robinson setting up for a 3, and it won't go down as it jimmied around the rim and came out. Tabiri got the rebound, brings it back outside. Tabiri starts to drive, and going down to the court was Paritas, but she did not get the call against Tabiri. She wanted to draw the offensive foul against Tabiri. Instead, they called the foul on Paritas at third. That will set up Tabiri at the line. Now, in the men's game that year, it was Kingsborough Wave over the BMCC Panthers in overtime, and we did that game on the radio. What a terrific game right here at Queensboro. First free throw, good. Nikki Tabiri, 4 points now. The coach for the Wave was Dan Nigro. In fact, they won 3 titles in 3 years under 3 different coaches.
Unbelievable. It is, yeah.
They had a woman coach, they had Nigro, and then they had the athletic director who brought them to the third.
Yeah. We got Karen McTiernan, Dan Nigro, and Dominic
Chiotti.
Yeah, Chiotti.
5 points for Tabiri. It's 11-3 as she made both free throws, and Hostos is in trouble right now, folks. Here's a drive of the lane and through the lane by Crenchlow, and she comes up short with her running right-hander. They have not had anything to work on in terms of momentum, and that's big when you get to a game of this magnitude. Momentum, which they were able to dwell up in the second half the other night to make it here to this final when they went on that 8-0 run. Here's the pass on the right side. Queensboro at front court. Jessica Gibbons, no good on that long 3. Rebound all the way to the corner. A great job by Hostos' player Simon to chase it down. She's trying to call a timeout, and we're going to get a timeout. So she saved the ball, then had the presence of mind to signal for the time over to Cecil King Jr. We're going to have a timeout. It's a 30-second timeout. It's 11-3 in favor of Queensboro. Be right back. Back we are at Queensboro Community College in Queens. And it's a very nice campus here at Queensboro, too, as we walked through earlier, especially when the weather is as nice as it was today. And we've had a nice day in the New York area. Here is Hostos with the ball. They're down 11-3. It has not been nice, though, for the Lady Caymans so far. They've had the Queensboro Tigers all over them in the early going here. 7:37 to go first half. Joe Massey Jason Green. It's 11-3 Queensborough. Here's the inbound again. It goes over to Crenchlow. Crenchlow just throws one up. I don't know if she was expecting somebody to cut and try to grab that ball, but nobody did. And here's Queensborough the other way. Delva with a 12-foot pop, and it went in and out of the basket. And that would have been a big shot if Delva could hit it. Now they're putting pressure on Crenchlow, who got the rebound. Crenchlow for Hostos coming up. It's 11-3. Crenchlow, the length of the court, drives, misses. Milliner follow, misses. They cannot get the ball in the hoop. And that is the name of the game. And Dr. Naismith knew what he was doing when he made the game like that. Hostos got tied up. It'll be Hostos ball from underneath there, though, off the alternate possessions. And they're down 11-3, 7:09 in the first half. They give it into Crenchlow, who lost it. Milliner rescued it. And the very sturdy Milliner took steps, and she gets called for it. Well, it's been an exercise in futility so far for Hostos. They go in the corner now. On the other end for Queensborough, Katrina Robinson, right of the key, jump, no good. She's been hard with that shot so far. They get it out to Tabiri on the rebound, though, from the left side. She misses the shot. They chase the rebound. They get to it. Again, Queensborough sets it up. Tabiri down the baseline, puts it in. Tabiri had nobody in front of her, went down the left baseline and makes it a 13-3 ball game.
No, Tabiri came from the left side. As mentioned, you get the layup.
Here's Charisse Crenchlow trying to navigate things on the right side, moving into the corner. She's a very tall and lean player. If you want a view of what Crenchlow looks like, she's about 5'10 or so, 5'9 I would say. And she gets a good look at the court, but nobody's helping out here, and she has turned the ball over again. Trying to get that ball inside. There was a tie-up, and this time it goes to Queensborough. And the Lady Tigers are ahead 13-3 on the scoreboard. Ball goes down low. Ball goes to Delva or to Joy Davis. Davis got blocked by Milliner. Milliner takes it off. Milliner looking to hand the ball off to Crenchlow, and it ended up going out of bounds. It's going to stay with Hostos. They'll try to get it up court with a 30-second shot clock to work with, and here they come off the inbound. Crenchlow gets it up there down by 10, but Crenchlow lost the ball. Joy Davis poked it away from behind. And it's picked up again by the Lady Tigers, and here they come. They go on the baseline to Delva. Delva fell down, got it out to Robinson, over to DeBerry. Three-point shot straight away, knocked it down. That's a three-point shot for Tanika DeBerry. And that turnover paid dividends for the Lady Tigers, who have the crowd on their feet behind us. They have now extended that lead out to 16-3 with 5:36 to go first half. We're going to take a 30-second timeout here with the 13-point Queensborough lead. Back we are at Queensborough Community College. It's the Kennedy Gymnasium.
That's right, the RFK Kennedy Gymnasium.
Well, it's been a very nice first half for the Lady Tigers, who got off to a slow start, as did Hostos, and we got about 3.5 into the game without a basket, and then finally Queensborough put one in, then they put another one in. They extended the lead to 6-0, then 9-3, and it's been a rough first half for Hostos. They never have found their bearings, and now it's 16-3 for Queensborough.
So it's been a dominating performance by the Queensborough Tigers. You know, Nikki Tabiri making the shots. I mean, the only person for Hostos was Sharice Crenchlow.
Nikki Tabiri, the CUNY Player of the Year.
Yeah, and the big thing here is 13 points, second chance points for the Queensborough Lady Tigers. Hostos the only lead. The last time they made a field goal was 14-43 in the first half.
Oh, they're getting to all the loose balls down there on the glass. They got 3 rebounds the last time down, and you can't allow that, Jason. It's going to kill you. Here's Crenchlow. Crenchlow to the midcourt line off the timeout for Hostos, trying to find something to do battle with Queensborough with, and Crenchlow lost the ball and kind of kicked it and went out of bounds. It'll be taken in again by Hostos from the far side. Here is Simon to put it in. Erica Simon. Now Now outside with the basketball is Crenshaw. Crenslow gets into the lane and fell down. There'll be a foul. Alicia Delva's going to pick up her third foul. 16-3 is the score. Ball comes back in play, and a turnaround by Crenslow is good. She got on the lane off that inbound. She got to about the 8-foot mark on that lane and registered a nice soft jumper. The other way, here's a jumper that's going to come up short on the side rim by Jennifer Green. The ball was loose in the corner and a tie-up as Green went right back after it with Simon, and the tie-up is going to go to Queensboro with the 16-5 lead. So the Lady Tigers trying to roar into the Section 15 tournament there and Region 15 tournament and do it with style. They'd like to win this game, and of course Hostos would as well. Hostos, the owner of the last 4 community college championships in the CUNY. And they, I would say, are in trouble tonight to keep that streak going.
Yeah, their leading scorer, Crenshaw, only has 5 points, shooting 2 for 11.
5 points, and we're 5 minutes left in the first half. There's a big discrepancy over whose ball it should be. Whose ball it should be off the alternate possession. The coaches are getting involved. Joe Medina and head coach Cecil King Jr. Hostos. Going to be Hostos ball. I thought it should have been Hostos ball, to be honest with you. I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to put myself out on a limb. Here's Crenshaw. Sometimes, Jason, you have to go out on that limb, though.
No, sure.
Come on the right side to Milliner. Milliner is having a lot of trouble looking for somebody to hand the ball off to. And nobody moved to the ball, and she got stuck holding on to it. And the time expired for them to do anything with the basketball at the midcourt line. They couldn't get it across. Every kind of mistake has been made so far by Hostos. Here is Queensboro with the ball in a 16-5 lead. Outside Tiberi on the perimeter, about 27 feet out. In the middle of Robinson, back to Tiberi. Tiberi cross court. Now they go out along the baseline to Joy Davis, who was blocked again by Milliner in there. She got blocked a couple of times trying to take on the much bigger Milliner to beat Queensboro ball, though, from underneath with 13 to shoot. Pass it in again, they do. Give it inside to Tanika Tiberi. Tiberi has to rip the ball away as a couple of Hostos players swooped in on her. And the tie-up will go underneath again to the Lady Tigers. 7 seconds to shoot for the Lady Tigers. They move it in. They get it outside. Pass it in the middle to Tiberi. Tiberi to the foul line. Tiberi stops, pops. No good from the foul line. And the rebound grab by Crenshaw. No, it's not Crenshaw. It was Simon, excuse me. Erica Simon, and there'll be a whistle stopping play, and there'll be a Queensboro foul. Second foul being called on Jennifer Green. This will mean free throws because it is 17 fouls for Queensboro, and you only get 7, and then you go to the penalty. Here's Crenshaw with a 1-and-1. First one is good. She's been the lone Hostos player to get on the board tonight. She has all 6 points, 16-6. She's been the lone support of the offense. It's her second, 16-7. Crenshaw attended Springfield Gardens High School, by the way. 3, Katrina Robinson, though, the other way. They have not had that problem. They have had a few girls on the scorecard tonight. Robinson, one of them, although that's her first 3 of the night, and she now has 4, and it's 19-7, a three-pointer. Getting it to go. And then down the right side is Crenshaw, and all the way to the bucket and puts it in. She's getting a little more comfortable now. Crenshaw 19-9. She's a terrific young athlete, is Crenshaw. Ball goes in low on the baseline now. The other end to Tiberi. Tiberi trying to fend off the Hostos player going after the ball. And I believe they're going to get Milliner, and that is going to put her in foul difficulty.
Milliner has not had a good game. Not at all. No, nothing. Milliner has not had a great game in this championship game.
No, has not. Picked up a lot of fouls, too. Third foul she's ticketed with, and Here's DeBerry, who had her problems at the line earlier, but not there. She hit her first free throw, and now it's 20-9. 20-9 in favor of Queensborough. So the Lady Tigers are roaring again. And they just might roar away with this Community College Championship tonight here in their home building. Now she gets the look at it, bends the knees and shoots, and they'll call that one off as there was a foul lane violation, and she'll try again. Will Nikki Tiberi, who has now registered 11 points. And they've gotten 4 from Katrina Robinson, 2 from Alicia Delvin, 3 from Jessica Gibbons. I mean, there hasn't been a storm of points on the other side either, but enough. And Tiberi hits her second, 21-9. Now Tiberi has 12. She's leading in the scoring for everybody. Here is Crenchlow. Crenchlow on the right side for Hostos. Hostos with 3:20 to go in the first half. Ball comes free in the lane. Hostos regains it, but they can't regain their footing, and Crenchlow called for traveling, and Jason Green, another turnover for Hostos.
And that's why Hostos only scored 9 points. You've seen the frustration on everyone. On Million, on Crenchlow. They can't do it by themselves. It's a different team against BMC State in the semis.
Ball comes around the left side to Tiberi in the front court, over to Robinson for a foul line jump. Will not get it, but it pops over to Tiberi on the rebound, who latches onto it. And Queensborough sets it up again, and they send it in the corner. Green, 3! Green knocks down a 3. 24-9 as Jennifer Green gets her first 3. They're a better shooting team for sure.
3-point specialist on that team.
Here's Crenchlow the other way for Hostos. Got to keep working on it, Crenchlow. She tries a fadeaway that is off from about 17, and it won't go. And the rebound outside and went underneath, and it's out of bounds. Fortunately, it'll stay with Hostos. You know, it sounds like a tough shot, a 17-foot fall away or a 15-footer, but Crenchlow, you to look at her, her body angle is such that she can make that shot. She has the ball now, cuts in the lane, close shot, won't go. Trying every different way to get that ball in the hoop. She drove to the basket, couldn't hit. Tiberi takes it down for Queensborough, bangs in the lane with a Hostos player, misses the shot, does Tiberi. And here's Crenchlow coast to coast the other way, all the way to the bucket, and it hung off the front rim, would not pop in on a terrific drive by Crenchlow. And then she ends up down on the court in an effort to get to the loose ball. She did everything she could to put that ball in the hoop. It just wouldn't stay in. And the foul is called on Crenchlow. So she gets a foul for her effort there. But, you know, if you're the head coach over there, Cecil King Jr., you have to be saying, boy, if we don't have Crenchlow, we don't even get on the scoreboard tonight.
That's right. Now, she is one of the best players. Well, she has to be the best player of our team. But, it's a diamond in the rough. But, it's a team effort. It's a team game.
And she has all 9 points for Hostos. So they called the foul there on Crenchlow, and that is not a control foul. That's a shooting foul. And the first one is good by Robinson. And I'll tell you why that is not a control foul. Because she already let go of the ball and then committed the foul. So it's not a player control foul. There you learn why they come down and shoot on an offensive foul. Robinson hit both. Katrina Robinson, 6 points now. And the lead has grown to 17 for Queensborough. This is their biggest lead of the game, 26-9. Yeah, I think my math is right. Yeah, 26-9 is 17. Yeah, I haven't worked for about a week, so, you know, my math could get a little off. Ball goes left side. Crenchlow drives on the lane, pumps it up with the right hand on the runner. No good. She's trying everything she can to put it in, Jason. She can't get it to go, and Queensborough tries to rush it down to Sharuna, who checked back in the game, and they couldn't hit the long pass. Charlene Saruna has come back in now. She's getting another look for Queensborough at 5'6". She's playing with little Joy Davis, and that's what she is. She's small. Jessica Gibbons. And they have Nikki Tiberi and Katrina Robinson as their 5. Not a big lineup, but certainly a good athletic lineup here. Ball comes up court for Hostos. They're going to walk it up. They're down 26-9, and they turn it over as they pass it in the corner to Paredes. And she put it right in the hands of the Queensboro player. And here is Tiberi going coast to coast. She knocks down Crinchlow, and the foul will be against Tiberi in the lane. So setting herself up was Crinchlow, drew the offensive foul, and it'll go right back to the Hostos Community Caymans. And boy, they'd like to get a bucket on the board before halftime. There's a minute 15 to go in the first half. Here they come down the middle. Crinchlow. Crinchlow looks it over. Crinchlow comes right. Crinchlow goes to the right of the lane. Crinchlow had that ball ricochet off her knee as it was poked at. Stolen by Queensboro. They get it up court, and they get two on the lead to Jessica Gibbons. And now it is all Lady Tigers. It's Crinchlow against the Lady Tigers. That's what it is. Down to 46 seconds to go in the first half. Let's see Crinchlow try again here. She passes it on the right. Here's a jump shot from the 12-foot mark by Erica Simon, who squeezed it up, couldn't hit it. And a last shot opportunity for Queensboro, but Katrina Robinson's going to give up the ball in the front court, and that'll give Hostos the final opportunity. Crinchlow. Tricky dribbles past one, goes in the lane, takes on two more, and gets fouled going in the lane. So Crinchlow knows what it's like to play an entire team, because that's what she's doing right now.
Yeah, but it is. It's a 1-on-5 effort.
Of course, you need to get the rebound, so you have to give credit to Milliner or someone else. But then they get the ball to Crinchlow, and she goes end-to-end. Here's her first free throw, no good. Couldn't hit the free throw. She had done very well from the line, too, up to that point. I had her for 4 out of 5. 3 out of 4 up to that point.
Now, there was one, though, in the first game. Erica Simon had 18 rebounds in that game. Where has she been?
Where has she been? Second is good there by Crinchlow. She made 1 of 2. Down to 19 seconds, first half. Joe Massey, Jason Green. We're coming to halftime. And the Tigers have a healthy 28-10 lead. Here's Katrina Robinson pitching into the middle, come on the left. Here's a jump shot, three, good, very good. Jessica Gibbons. And you're going to pump that lead back up again. They're going to give her a 2 on that. She was just inside the line. And even with the 2, boy, that lead is something. 30-10 for Queensboro at halftime. And I really doubt Hostos is going to be able to come back from a lead like that, Jason. It's going to be very tough. The 12 proportion, I expect to see the substitutes coming in shortly. Jessica Gibbons comes out with Charlene Ceruna and Alicia Delva, Nikki Tiberi, who was the leading scorer in the first half, and Jessica Gibbons. Ball will be inbounded by Hostos to start us up. Erica Simon playing with the aforementioned Therese Crinchlow, and we mentioned her so many times. They have Elizabeth Milliner in the middle. And then they have Paredes on the wing, and she takes a shot, and Paredes gets the first shot up, no good. And the rebound taken off by Queensboro. What is Paredes' first name?
Fatima.
Yep. Okay. Ball loose in the lane, and Queensboro takes it off, and here they come. As immediately it is Hostos' ball down the other end off a miss. They go down low to Milliner. Milliner, a turnaround, a little turnaround in the lane, no good. Milliner had a good look at the basket, couldn't get it to go. Here comes Queensboro rushing it the other way. They pass it off at the baseline. Ball comes free, and it's grabbed in by Erica Simon for Hostos. Hostos in the white uniforms with the blue and orange trimmings, thus the school colors there for the Caymans. Here's a drive on the baseline, and Crinchlow hits on a baseline pull-up. She got about a 10-footer up, and she's done all the scoring once again. It makes it 30-12. So it is Queensboro ball, the other end. They go in the middle of the circles, pitch it quickly on the left to Gibbons. Gibbons in the lane with a running right-hander, the former Francis Lewis player in high school. Gibbons missed the shot on the running right-hander. Taken off, driven down by Crinchlow. She's trying to go all the way to the bucket and starts passing as she gets down about 5 feet away from the basket. Maybe she should have taken it all the way because that pass went out of bounds and nobody was able to receive it. And the ball will come back to the Queensboro Lady Tigers. And their pass out of bounds intended for Katrina Robinson. The pass down to the other end was intended for Fanny Souffrant. Fanny could not get to it for Hostos. So we have a pair of turnovers, but not an even deal on the scoreboard. It's 30-12. In favor of Queensboro. Just opened up second half. Pass up high, tipped away again by Queensboro, and they have the loose ball. Here's Nikki Tiberi. Tiberi to the baseline, all the way the other way, got bumped before getting there. Someone hit her on the way in. Going to be on Franny Souffrant, her first foul. Fanny Souffrant. Ball comes back in for Queensboro. And again, Tiberi has it, looking it over on the right side, passes it off, takes it back. Tiberi swings it over to Robinson. Three-point shot. Good! Robinson, who is a good three-point shooter, a lethal one when she gets going.
And this team with Jennifer Green and Katrina Robinson, there you go. There's another one. Another shooter on this team. That's why Joe Medina has a winning program.
33-12. Absolutely right. There's Crenchlow. Crenchlow passes it in the middle to Simon. They come on the left for a jumper. No good by Paredes. So Fatima Paredes missed it. It'll stay with Hostos from underneath. They have struggled, and then struggled again is what they've done. It'll be put in by Simon. Simon looking. Simon bounces it in. Give it in. Traveling call on Milliner going inside. But as you look down the community college ranks over the years and the most valuable players, well, over the past 4 tournaments, they have had all 4. We're talking about Hostos. There they have it, the other end on a steal. Now Hostos, Crenchlow goes to the basket, gives them 14 points. It's 33-14. The Hostos players, Nicole Moore, Shanna Hamilton. They had Shanna Hamilton again as the most valuable player in this tournament. And Felicia Daniels. There's a 3 for Gibbons. And they stroke another 3 for Queensboro to make it a 36-14 game. Go in the lane does Crenchlow, and we have a tie-up, knock away, and it's going to go over to Queensboro's. Crenchlow had the ball ripped away. Well, it is 36-14 in favor of Queensboro. Queensboro moves it up in the forecourt. And they get 2 more. Alicia Delva with 4 points. 38-14. 6-13. 16-13 to go in the ball game from Queensboro. Joe Massey along with Jason Green. Here is a couple of dekes on the right side by Crenchlow looking for room. She cuts in, throws a pass, and it got away, taken by Queensboro, and they're going to tie up the Hostos player again and get the ball. Well, it's been a compounding of mistakes. Here the ball goes to Delva on the other end for Queensboro in the blue. They're playing in their home building, but they're wearing their road uniforms. They get it around the perimeter, throw it in the corner for a jump shot from the left corner, raising up and missing it. Trying to knock it down was Jessica Gibbons. That would have been another outside shot they hit, but Queensboro misses it. Here's Crenchlow the other end. Faking, turning, firing from 17, no good. Rebound taken by Tiberi. Queensboro running with a 38-14 lead. Delva baseline pop, good. Delva pulled up off the run and hit a 7-8 footer. And it's 40-14. So the floodgates are opening up now. And the pass inside from Milliner from Crenchlow is knocked away. And again, Tiberi wants to run and all the way to the glass and won't get it. Delva with the follow won't get it, but they keep it alive. It's all Queensboro. Here's Katrina Robinson with a 40-14 game. Swings it over left Delva. In the corner, Girona. And Girona fires and hits. And they might need a timeout here, although I don't know how much good it's going to do. Queensboro leading at 42-14, and a timeout taken by Hostos. 14:37 to go in the Community College Championship from Queensboro. We'll be back. 42-14. Queensboro having it all their own way as we come back to Queensboro, the home of the Lady Tigers. And the Lady Tigers are trying to throw several knockout punches at Hostos right now. And Hostos is in this game only on the scoreboard, but not in this building.
No, it's mentally or physically. Crenslaw, as you saw, has been the player for Hostess, and Cecil King, has been great for her, but no one else has been stepping up. So we got
unbelievable.
So updated stats: 14 points for Cherise Crenslaw in 25 minutes, 13 turnovers, but that's also a key. She leads, even though she has 14 points, she just has the most turnovers. At 25 for the team, 13 is hers.
But as we said, Jason, we have to talk about the remarkable run by this Hostos team. Not only the 4 championships in a row, but 4 CUNY, ConEd, community college players of the tournament as well. One of them was Nicola Moore. That was 4 years ago. And Sabrina Moore played here last year at Queensboro. I was looking to see that the 2 Moores, there was a Moore here. And here we have Safran getting on the board. And you know what? That's the first Hostos player other than Crenslaw to get on the board tonight. They have 16 points, 14 of them scored by Crenslaw. It's now a 42-16 game. Fanny Safran, a field goal, the first one other than Crenslaw for Hostos. That's quite incredible. 14:08 to go. Ball comes in the corner. Now they come outside. Here's a 3, is rising up and shooting it. Jennifer Green, who hit one before, can't hit it for Queensboro. But then again, you look at past tournaments, some teams only scored 6 points in this final game. Talk about incredible. And Queensboro once again, Hostos gets down, and they get 2 more. And who do you think gets back on the board? Crenslaw. She got in the lane, made it a 42-18 game. Here's DeBerry, the other end for Queensboro, 13:35 to go. When you go through a whole game, you score only 6 points. That's not good. Here's a turnaround and close to the basket for 2 for Queensboro as the ball came off inside. And it was put right back up by Johnson, Ayanna Johnson, who's making her first appearance on the court. I think we're going to see more Lady Tigers start to appear as we go along here, because this is a blowout right now. It's 44-18. There's no other way to say it, because it is. Here's Crenslaw coming up, 13:19 to go. Crenslaw to the midcourt line. Crenslaw for Hostos to the middle of the circles. Crenslaw in a crouch dribble with 18 to shoot. Passes it off for a drive. The ball goes around the basket on the drive from Simon. Would not drop, and it went out of bounds. It'll stay with Hostos. So Hostos experiencing what they did last year to the Lady Tigers in this game. Here's Crenslaw with it. Crenslaw right on the lane, firing it. No good. And the rebound is taken off and saved on a good play by Milliner. Then the pass out is stolen. Milliner trying to get it back outside. Here's DeBerry all the way, trying to drive. Getting in her path was Feliciano. And Nadia Feliciano cut her off, but the loose ball came off on the rebound. And there's going to be a Queensboro foul. That'll be Crenslaw's 3rd foul, so she has picked up a few fouls as well as points. She has 16 points, don't forget. And they're going to bring Crenslaw over to the bench, and I don't know who's going to score now, because she has been the Hostos offense. First one is no good here at the line for Johnson. Ayanna Johnson, who went there before, she's out of August Martin High School. A terrific ladies program. Second one, no good for Ayanna Johnson. I knew the coach over at August Martin, Joel Asher. There's a jumper from the left of the key, short by Crenslaw. They brought her right back in off some offense. They wanted to keep Crenslaw on the bench. Then they got the ball and they got it down to Crenslaw. She missed the jumper. It went short on a short jumper, and here comes Queensboro the other way. Katrina Robinson fires, and that's a three. We're going to give Robinson a three, her second three of the game. She's got 12 points. 46-7, 47-18, make it. Here's a right side bank three from Feliciano. She got it to go. That's going to be a two. She was just inside of range and let it go. Moved up and banked one home, 47-20. They're within 27. Robinson going up with a jump shot coming up. Feliciano to try to block it and hit her on the hand for Robinson's jumper. Went short, so Robinson will go to the free throw line. They're actually playing a little better, Hostos. They've gotten it to a 47-20 ball game, but they're getting some other people involved in the offense, which they weren't doing in the first half at all. So there's been a small measure of improvement. Here's the first by Robinson. Good. 13 points for Katrina Robinson. It's not going to matter tonight, but you'd like to play as well as you can play walking out of here and make the score as respectable as you can. Second by Robinson, no good, and she's going to get one more. She got hit in three-point range. So Katrina with 13, Tiberi 12. She didn't get the three-point shot, but she had a chance to make the three-pointer at the line. And she missed the middle portion of the three shots. Now she's trying the third. Aim, shoot. She's got nice concentration at the line, and she rings it in. That one rung in the basket. It went around the cylinder and dropped through. 49-20. Now they're up by 29 again, Queensboro. There's a no-look pass by Crenchlow, and it was no catch because it was stolen by Robinson. She didn't look, and she threw it right into Robinson's hands. Then it goes up court and out of bounds for Queensboro trying to fast break. So Hostos gets a break there. But Cherise's no-look pass was not a good one. Here comes Crenchlow again at the midcourt line. 49-20. She drives, picks up a visitor as she gets to the foul line, and the foul will be called on Johnson. Ayanna Johnson reaching in. Got her first. That is only the first team foul on Queensboro. There's 4 on Hostos. This one residing at a 29-point lead. There's Crenchlow, leader from the baseline. Won't get it to go. A little 12-footer. Up court Green for Queensboro. Passing. Crenchlow got back and busted it up as she was trying to get the ball under the basket to one of her mates for a layup. So 49-20 in favor of the Queensboro Lady Tigers. The Lady Tigers have been in this final 6 times before, and they came up the runner-up. As we spoke to Joe Medina before, this would be the first championship on this level for Queensboro, Division II Community College-wise. Most of those losses came to the borough of Manhattan.
Oh, G3.
Division III. What did I say, 2?
Decent, yeah.
Okay, Division III. Here's a drive into the lane by Crenchlow. Crenchlow for Hostos. And we have a foul going against. There's a tie-up that's going to stay with Hostos from underneath. Crenchlow almost lost the ball, but to get tied up. Then the ball's put in play immediately by Simon into the hands, right in the hands of Green, who dropped it at the baseline. So go back to Hostos. 12 to shoot. 10:56 in the game. Hostos just trying to get this inbound in, and they finally do to Crenchlow, who got fouled, cutting to the foul line. So if you get that pass, the next thing you want to do is cut to the foul line and draw some attention so you get fouled, and that's exactly what she did. That was the second team foul on Queensboro. They're not in any foul difficulty. In fact, they're not in any difficulty right now. They're leading at 49-20. Here's Crenchlow deep on the wing. She's about a 5'9" player. She cuts into the lane, draws traffic, and this time she gets fouled. I would even put her at probably about 5'10". She's got good extension. She's lean, and she angles, and she can make some shots in the lane. She got fouled there. She'll go to the free throw line. Her first name is Cherise. She's a sophomore. She'll be out of here after this year. So tough to have your final game end up like this on this level with the CUNY, but they'll play into the Region 15, I believe, also. 49-21. Second is good. 18 for Crenchlow.
Yeah, and her talents could be used at any four-year school. So the question is, like, where she goes next.
Be interesting to see. 38-22. You might even see her pop up at a senior CUNY school. You never know. Comes on the right side to Katrina Robinson with her team up 49-22. There's a jumper from the left by Queensboro. No good. Lassoed in inside by Simon. Simon trying to get it up court. Now they get it off to Crenchlow. Crenchlow all the way through the lane. Missed the shot. Rebound peeled off by Katrina Robinson. Robinson driving up in the front court, and Crenchlow knocked it away from behind, racing back to get to Robinson. And we'll get a timeout. 10-10 to go in the second half. Queensboro hosting the tournament. And right now the Lady Tigers of Queensboro have it well in hand. 49-22 over Hostos. 10-10 to go. We'll be back. Well, I guess 'tis the season to put up your first CUNY championship if you're the Lady Queensboro Tigers. Did you like that one, Jason?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
Jason Green in with myself, Joe Massey. Pleasure to have you along, Jason, especially when you like my quips. I get a kick out of that.
So we're live on CUNYathletics.com, www.CUNYathletics.com.
Yeah, that's important to note, right?
So we'll get some game notes here. 18 points for Cherise Crenchlow and 14 turnovers in 30 minutes.
Score is 49-22. The Lady Tigers of Queensboro with the lead, and the ball will go over to Hostos off a turnover off her inbound. Queensboro turned it over. Here comes Hostos up to forecourt. Crenchlow with it. This is Cherise Crenchlow lobbing it to Milliner. There's their first connection of the night down low, and Milliner just blew what they call a gimme. She had it in her possession to just put that ball in. She couldn't do it. Here's Taberi down the middle of the lane and missing the other way for Queensboro, and Hostos is on the rebound. They're down by 27. You know, Jason, let's see how close Hostos can make this. They're down by 27. Let's see where they end up. They're playing a little better than they were in the first half. They're not going to win the game. I mean, it's going to take an avalanche for them to win the game. But if they can get it to 17 or so, then I think they're doing a good job. Let's see. Here's Crenchlow. Crenchlow right side. Crenchlow, three-point range. Pulls up, fires, hits. Took that nice space. Then she was just inside the line when she released it, so they're going to give it her 2. She was right on the arc, 49-24. So now it's down to 25. And Taberi says, none of that. She swoops right to the hoop, driving past a couple of Lady Caymans and puts it in. Nikki Taberi, 14 points now.
So Taberi and Robinson now, 14 apiece.
Going after the ball was Joy Davis on this end, and the partisans for the Queensboro Tigers did not like the call, as Davis got called reaching in on a foul on this end. It'll be Hostos inbounding. That's the 15th foul on the visitor side of the scoreboard. As he said, it's got to be interesting for the Lady Tigers to look at the scoreboard and see them on the guest side tonight. There's a drive into the lane and an offensive foul by Crenchlow. And it seems like every time something's done out there, we're going to mention Crenchlow, of course, for Hostos. 51-24. She comes as close as a one-man band as you could get. Here's Taberi passing on the right. That ball was deflected, went out of bounds. Stays in the possession of Queensboro, though. Taberi takes it. She swoops in again, goes down the right of the lane, all the way to the glass. Couldn't get it to go. It popped out. That it's taken off by Crenchlow, who got fouled in the backcourt.
Not
picking up a few fouls.
There's not many basketball games where you see a one-person wrecking crew, basically. And Cherise, she could only do all she can do. And it's just frustrating with Milner and
I guarantee you that's
playing.
not the way Cecil King Jr. wants it. I mean,
no.
He wants to get at least a contribution from a Milner or Simon
anyone
or somebody.
Else.
Yeah, anyone, yes. Here's Crenchlow now going off to the baseline on a lob pass, and there's exactly why they can't get anybody else involved. The corner jump was just blocked out of the air immediately, and it went out of bounds. Crenchlow trying to set up her teammate, but to no avail. Now they'll put it back in with 17 to shoot. Comes back on the baseline, and again Crenchlow has it. Sets it up this time at the foul line for the jumper that's no good, and the rebound picked up by Milliner, and she can't put it in. They had two opportunities at the basket. The first one from Souffrant, the second one from Milliner, who got that rebound. And now Queensboro takes it down the other end, and we have a foul on Hostos. One of the fans said, thank you. There hasn't been too much to be displeased about if you're a Queensboro fan tonight with that 51-24 lead. But I guess she felt they deserved that call, and it didn't come earlier. Here's Robinson getting it in the lane to Davis. Pops out of the basket, would not hang in. Milliner got the rebound, but her pass is in a lot of trouble and stolen, and Robinson will set up for a two-point long shot. No good. Rebound is garnered in on the corner as chasing after it Simon for Hostos. Gets it up court to Crenchlow. Crenchlow with a long pass to the baseline that was blocked and nearly stolen by Queensboro. There is a jump ball situation. Those was tied up, and it'll go over to Queensboro anyway. And this one just about in the book now. 7:47 to go. It's a 51-24 game. 27-point lead. I said if they could get it down to about 17, they've done a good job. Let's see if they can get it there, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen either. Here's Tiberi. Tiberi over to Robinson. Robinson deep in the wing. Now they're going to use some time on that clock. I think they're getting a little tired of putting points up themselves. Here's a jumper in the corner. No good by Green. And the rebound is snatched by Milliner for Hostos. Gets it up court to Crenchlow. Crenchlow comes left, comes right, goes in the lane, drops it in. Well, she has had a 22-point night, and they've scored 26 overall. So she has scored every point but 4 tonight. Here comes Tiberi, 51-26. Tiberi to the lane. Never went to the air, just banged between Hostos players and got fouled. She just stayed in there and kept driving until someone connected with her. And the foul's going to be on Crenchlow, her fourth. Crenchlow may never get to the end of this game with all those fouls, and she could foul out shortly here with 22 or so. We'll see if she's able to make it. It's been a trying night for everybody on the Hostos side, including Crenchlow, even though she has all those points. All right, it's put in play by the Lady Tigers of Queensboro. Joe Massey here with you with Jason Green tonight, and we have watched a overwhelming performance for Hostos to put up with. Here's a drive down the right of the lane by Tiberi, got fouled for Queensboro. Overwhelming in the sense that Hostos has never been able to find an answer to anything Queensboro has done. It's not Queensboro hasn't been a keg of powder either at times, but they've done enough. They played well enough to move that lead out to where it is now, 51-26. We'll watch Tiberi go with 14 points to the line. She's tied for the scoring lead with her teammate Robinson, and the first one is good. Interesting, Jason, if they win this game, who do you give the most valuable player to, Tiberi or Robinson? I have to say Tiberi.
Yeah.
I lean that way because she handles the ball a lot, and she keys the offense a little more. Robinson's a devastating scorer when she gets going, so let's see who they give it to anyway. That's always interesting after the ball game. Second one is good. 15 points for Robinson. 53-26. Did I say Robinson? I think that was Tiberi, right? 15 points, 16 for Tiberi. 53-26. Now they go down on the baseline for 2 for Delva. Alicia Delva gets on the scorecard. It's going the other way. Instead of getting it down to 17, now it's almost raised to 30. It's a 29-point lead. They're not going to get it to 17, Jason. Here's Crenchlow going in the lane, getting fouled. 6:04 to go. They're going to call the foul on Ceruna, Charlene Ceruna, her first. 7 on Queensboro, so this will set up Crenchlow for 2. We go back into the memory bank for CUNY again, and the first one is good by Crenchlow. Look down the tournament winners. As we said, the College of Borough of Manhattan Community had a stranglehold on the top spot for several years. Second is good, 55-28. Nobody could compete with Rodney Carr and his women from BMCC. We're going to stay here just to run this down for you. The Borough of Manhattan won in 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003. All of those championships under Rodney Carr. Now, Rodney wasn't finished himself because then he went over to Hostos. And for the past 2 seasons, he has won the community college title with the Hostos Cayman. So if you look in the CUNY book, which is published every year for the tournament, Rodney has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 titles in this conference as a coach. You know why? Rodney Carr's not here this year. He went somewhere else. But he is certainly a fine coach.
It's remarkable how BMCC had such a dynasty, it seemed like.
Now, they were a dynasty. The other teams just couldn't compete with them at all. Now, this Hostos club assumed that position for 4 years. 2 of them, we said, under Rodney Carr, but it wasn't just Rodney. Renee Bostic had the first 2 championships there, and she was a very good coach for this program. And their players of the year have been, as we said, Nicole Moore, Shanna Hamilton, Shamar Stewartson, who was about a 5'5" guard who lit it up against this Queensboro team 2 years ago, not last year, the year before. And then they gave it to Felicia Daniels, a forward. You know, Rodney Carr's teams always had one ingredient, big, tall forwards, and he brought that over to Hostos with him, too. It's been a pleasure dealing with Rodney over the years and all those championships, and we wish him well wherever he is. Here's Hostos with the ball. They come down. Feliciano misses the shot from the baseline. Hostos gets to the rebound. They pitch it outside. Crinchlow going. Gets their motor going down the right of the lane and knocked over the Queensboro player. But the Queensboro player got called for blocking on that. A blocking foul will be called. That'll be the 4th on Jennifer Green. So we'll watch Crinchlow, who has 23 points. She is the leading scorer on the night out of everybody. First of 1-1. It is up. It is no good. Give her 24. Check that. As I missed a free throw. Here's a jumper from the corner. No good the other way by Green of Queensboro. So 24 for Crinchlow, and Green misses that jump shot. An outstanding performance, 24 out of the 28 Hostos points. And then Hostos gives it up to Green in the front court. Here comes Queensboro's Green all the way to the basket. Had it blocked away at the last moment. Hostos up with it. They lead it to Milliner, and she cannot blow that gimme. She put it in. She missed one before, but not that one. That was too good. She was ahead of the field, 55-30.
So now she breaks an 0 for streak, now 1 for 7 in her first 2 points of the game.
No longer 0 for. Here is Tiberi outside with the dribble for Queensboro. 4.5 to go. Here's Tiberi going to the left hand, and she can't flip it in. Milliner got the rebound. Milliner does have a lot of rebounds tonight. Passes it over to Crinchlow. 4:28 to go. Crinchlow fakes, cuts in, and banks it in. Boy, that was a nice move between a couple of people. And we'll give Crinchlow 28 now. 55-32. All right, it comes back the other end, and 2 more registered in the bucket by Nikki Tiberi. And Tanika has 18 in the basketball game, and now it's just, let's see who could score the most points here. Crinchlow or Tiberi or Robinson. That's all we have left. Here's Crinchlow outside, backing it out. Crinchlow looking. She has 26 points, Crinchlow. She gets in the lane, misses the shot. She has to have 26 because she has all but 6 of their points, and they have 32 points. All right, here's Queensboro coming down. Tiberi, top of the three-point arc. Tiberi passes it in the corner. They come outside with it now to Gibbons. Gibbons along the lane on the right, puts it up short on her drive. Well, she drove and she came up short. 3:11 to go. And we're watching the end of Queensborough's first title victory. Here's a jumper from the corner by Nadia Feliciano, no good. So Nadia missed it. Back the other way comes Tiberi for Queensborough. Fakes right, cuts left, goes in the lane, had a good shot, missed it off the backboard. Rebound Green out to Gibbons for the three. She unloads it short. She has a couple of them tonight. In fact, 3 of them overall. She hit 3 3-point shots, and it went out of bounds. It was off to the left of the basket. It ended up an air ball. It'll go over to Hostos. So 57-32. As Queensborough trying to bring out the final seconds in this ball game. Crenchlow dribbles up court for Hostos and throws it over to Feliciano. Feliciano has it on the right wing. Gives it right back to Crenchlow. A baseline jump is no good, and she is fouled out of the game as she missed the shot. She pushed Green before delivering it. And she'll leave with 26 points tonight. So Cherise Crenchlow, an outstanding player, will go out of this championship game with those 26 points. She led the Caymans in scoring during the year, 20 points a game and rebounding. And there's no mystery as to why she did that if you look at the scoreboard tonight. Here's Tiberi going up and under the other way, and she hits the 20-point mark. So Tanika Tiberi, who was the player of the year here this year, makes it. Interesting about Nikki Tiberi, she took a year off and then came back this year. Here's the pass in the lane, and we have a loose ball, and we have someone being ticketed for a foul. The CUNY book is chock full of information, and the thing is that we said that Berry came back this year, but she was on a better ball club a couple of years ago in the community college ranks. A Queensborough team that only lost to Hostos by 17 points, 67-50. And they did a very good job in that season. They had Tiberi, they had Nicole Moore. So then Tiberi took off last year, and she comes back this year. So it's obviously a very good player because every time she plays with this club, they elevate their game. Here's Tiberi outside, 1:38 to go. It's 59-33 in favor of Queensborough. We're bringing you down the final seconds. Alicia Delva down low in the lane for Queensborough with a turnaround, no good. She has 8 points tonight. Katrina Robinson has 14, and Tiberi has 20. Those are the leading scorers, and you have to throw in Jessica Gibbons with 10. There's Hostos the other way. Pass up high made by Simon, and it's broken up and stolen. And then Simon takes it back across the midcourt line. Hostos is Simon going all the way in, trying to force the ball in to Milliner underneath, who got fouled, bumped from behind. Well, he said Cherise Crenchlow fouling out of the game for Hostos, so at their leading and their scorer tonight. Not their leading scorer, their scorer. Everybody but her, everybody else only had 6 points, and Crenchlow had the 26.
Amazing.
Here's Milliner. First one good. And if they didn't have Crenchlow, they would have lost 59-6 or something tonight, which has been the score in past games.
Yeah.
Here's the second by Milliner, good. So she saves them from that type of embarrassment. But still, Queensborough 59-35 lead, and they're closing in on their first title here. And you'll hear the fans who realize that urging them on the final 44 seconds. Here's Delva. Delva to Robinson. They'd have to get one last shot up here probably. Over to Tiberi. Tiberi from the right with a fall away, no good on a long shot. Kind of a half-hearted attempt at a basket and went out of bounds. I just don't think they want to add any more onto the scoreboard because it really doesn't matter now. Okay. Now we'll watch Feliciano come across, 21 seconds to go. Now they'll pass it outside. Hostos looking for one final attempt. They're down 59-35. They've lost the game. Comes over to Simon. Simon, jumper short, and that'll end it. Taken to midcourt by Jessica Gibbons, and Queensboro Community has wrapped up the CUNY title that they have not been able to pick off here at Queensboro throughout the women's program Division III CUNY existence. And now they have it. Their first title, and they win it here at home on their home court.